All right, fellas, we're back in the den. Had to bring him out. We got the Steelers gloves. It's getting cold up here. Things happen. Not only that, we got a Super Bowl terrible towel. Got them all on there. It's going over here. Just for you guys. Just for this week, Halloween terrible towel. It's a spooky one. Halloween terrible towel. It's going right here. We're doubling up. We got the hands. We got the shoulders. I think we're good to go. We're going to dive right in here. Last week on Jackos countdown. Decent predictions. Not everything came out exactly as I thought. I beat Mark. Neil upset Bransky like I thought by about astonishing 20 points, stronger than I thought. Some of the other matchups got them. Some of them I didn't get. It was a tough week. A lot of close games. A lot of games came down to the wire, but I think all in all, it's a good week for everybody. With Mark losing, we see a sort of what I talked about last week in my predictions. We see, one of the guys that was at the very top of the power rankings come back down. Not from the very top, but I think Mark now at 4-3, he's really in the thick of it with everybody else. We see him meddling with the middle of the pack. I got a big win last week, so I fit sternly at the top. Bransky getting whooped up by Nelson, 20 points. That puts him, right there with Curley, I believe. And they're still in the top tier, of course. They're still powerful teams. They got both the top points in the league, both over 700. But I'm right behind them. I have the best record, so I think there's a three-person top. I think there's a thicker middle portion now, and the bottom is still a little weak. I believe Jamie got his second win last week. He needed that desperately, although we'll get into that later. I was a little nauseated by that, but good week for everybody. Good week of fantasy. And we're just going to dive right in here to some of the matchups. I know you guys are eager to hear. So, hold on a second. Let's see what we got. We're going to start it off strong with, where are we at here? Oh, it's going to be a goodie. It's starting off with Stusif Krimlinger versus Butch Branscombe. Winter's coming. Scottish Claymore. Killer Rabbits. Never count the man out. He'll come and get you. He's 4-3 right now. I think he pulled out a good one versus Nick. Nick needed a few more points from Demaryius Thomas last night, or 2 nights ago. But the lead was already secured by then. Demaryius ain't getting any. Sorry, Stu. Butch stretched it out a little bit. I know you wanted it to be all thick in there with the pack, so you could have a better chance of coming out. But Butch said, "Slow up, buddy. Slow up." So Butch pulled out a W. He's 4-3, coming up against Stu, who's 3-4. This is a big matchup for playoff contention. So far, it looks like though Butch has the upper hand. I mean, Butch looks solid top to bottom. I looked over his team. There's not a weak spot in there, really. I mean, maybe the Bills. So what? I mean, yeah, they might have an off week versus New England. They already took care of them once this year, but I mean, they're the sixth team. They're 6D in the league. Keep him on your team. They're going to continue to beat up teams. No biggie there. Looks good. Stu's looking okay though. Stu's not bad. Stu's got a good team, but right now with him and Butch in this matchup, Butch has the upper hand with a lot of his players. I mean, Jordy, Mike Evans, and Jameis Winston, Jeremy Hill, Jaquiz, Travis Kelce. I expect him to get more than 6.6. Ezekiel Elliott is a freak of nature. You're going to get Zeke, Stu. I'm sorry. Tom Brady going to try to do what he can. Rob Gronkowski going to try to do what he can, but it's not going to be enough this week. Butch is going to pull this one out versus Stu. Butch is going to continue to 5-3. Stu's going to fall back to 3-5. A little bit of a skid, no biggie. Still got a good team. We'll see what happens here. Next game, Curley versus Bransky. Bransky got a little dose of reality like we predicted last week. I don't think he liked it. Had him licking his wounds, heading back into the cave. It's no biggie though. I mean, he's going to come in. He's going to play like we know he can. He's got a heck of a team still. Curley, as he said in his video, I'm sorry, Curley, but like you said, you're missing a ton of pieces this week. You're going to have to fill them in where you can. That means hitting the waiver wire maybe. I'm not exactly sure where you are on the list on the waiver, but you got some holes to fill. And with another questionable LaShawn McCoy, it's going to be tough. You got to see what Ertz can do for you. Breeze up against Seattle. Maybe Spencer Ware. Playing a little porous Indiana D. T.Y. Hilton, you gotta hope that he does what he's been doing the past few games. Leroy Zabransky got a solid team. I mean, he's playing Booker this week, which I don't think it's a bad idea. I think CJ's still the guy there for now, but Booker, regardless of that, I think Branscombe he has enough firepower this week that he will beat Curley. This is going to be another one of Curley's down valley weekends, so I look for Branscombe to pull this one out. It's nothing against Curley, but I know I picked against you last week. It maybe ticked you off a little bit. I'm sorry. You proved me wrong, but this week I feel like Zabransky is going to pull it out. I don't think that's too controversial. Next up, we got Dan Luce coming in versus Mark. Cast system fell to me last week. Mark's been falling a little bit lately. He's still got solid pieces. Let's just go right in. You got David Johnson with Flex Zone, Dalton, Brandon Marshall. You replace Fedorowicz with Olsen off your bench. You'll be fine there. You got Goskowski. I mean, it's going to be a close one. Mark needs to sub some guys in. He's got Antonio Brown, his best player on a bye week. Jarvis Landry, another big target, bye week. He's going to need to plug guys in. Vegas has him at 55.6 right now. You need to pick that up, especially for tomorrow night if you have any people that are going to be playing in there. Daniel right now, the line has him at 29.3. Good God. This isn't Michigan Rutgers, folks. Let's be honest. Mark needs to close this gap a little bit. That's embarrassing. I can't say that I can pick Mark winning here. He's going to continue to skid. He's going to continue to fall. Daniel, another good team. A warrior in the middle of the pack. He's going to pull out the W this week. He'll go to 4-4. Mark wants a mighty presence in the league. He's going to fall to 500. I'm sorry it's going to happen to you. Even though you got Seabass as your kicker, I'm sorry, bud. You're going to 4-4. Daniel goes to 4-4 as well. Mixing things up in the middle. Next up, P. Lee, Patrick Lee Gray, 50 Shades of Gray versus Nelson Mandela. It's a shame for Lee Gray. The guy's 2-5. He's got a team that's better than that. He's come up against a couple buzzsaws in some matchups. I feel sorry for the man. But you're going to get a break here maybe, I think, because Neil has huge Le'Veon Bell and huge Jay Ajayi fallen. He on bye weeks. He's also got Rams D on bye. He could replace him fairly easily, the Rams D. But, I mean, God almighty. I mean, you saw what Jay Ajayi did last week, hoisting Neil to a victory above Zabransky on another massive 200-yard game. Neil's a little banged up with the receivers. I expect him to recover, though. I respect him to put some people in. But P. Lee's coming to play this week. The line is 40.5. This will be huge right here. Lee Gray's looking for a projected total of 100.4 or 104.7. I honestly don't think that's too far off. Hopefully Stephon Diggs is back healthy for Lee Gray. You can get him some points. Jimmy Graham emerging, get him points. We know what Marvin is. I told you last week, Starvin' Marvin, Marvelous Marvin. He's coming back home for another week. Larry Fitz, Christine Michael, C.J. Anderson, big week last week. And then Russell Wilson. Lee Gray hopes he can continue to be healthy, getting healthy. Toss the rock, hit some of his favorite targets, especially when he's got Graham down there. So I'm going to give the matchup to LG. I think Neil's going to make some gains on that projected total of just 65 points, but I think Lee Gray is too much for Neil this week. So, I pick LG there. We're moving on real quick. We got next up. What are we looking at? We're looking at my matchup versus Nick. I think this is going to be kind of a weak matchup, honestly. I don't think either of us look too great this week. Look at the preview video. I broke this matchup down already. I feel confident. I need a kicker. ESPN kind of shafted me in my mind. It's a little bit of Bush League. We're gonna have to talk to the guys upstairs. Let's give some words to Kornheiser. Get on Matt Berry. Field Yates. Don't like you. Might have to intimidate him a little bit. We'll see. I don't feel too bad though. It'll be a subpar week, but I hope to pull out the victory against Nick. That'll hoist me to 7-1. Nick falls to 1-7, hopefully. And then the final matchup, I had to save it for last, just because of how sick it makes me. It's going to be Brooks. It's going to be Jamie. Now, I fully expect Brooks to get the win here. I'll tell you that right off the bat. Brooks has a solid team. Brooks moves to 4-3 last week. Jamie, you might have picked up another win, move you to 2 wins. I'm happy for you. You feel like a kid on Christmas. Happens sometimes. You get a win. You feel good. But there's something that's unexcusable again. I mentioned it last week. You've got a convict on your team. And the thing about last week when you had your convict on your team and you failed to get another kicker even though they were in London and you fudged up, you have the convict on your team last week, but the Giants also had him on their team. This week, only you. The Giants wised up. They dropped Josh Brown. You still have a free agent abuser kicker on your team starting. It's really sick. You've got my mood a little down just from this. It's upsetting. Your team is not good. Just look at your rankings for your players. All at least in the teens, pretty much. Except for, Zach Miller, pardon me. Got Zach Miller, number 7, at the tight end spot. Hoping he can pull something out. We'll see. Doubt it. Your team's weak. Still got Kirk Cousins at the helm. Get Josh Brown off the team. I can't stand it anymore. Stu gave you 1 strike last week. You might have to get 2. Harboring a fugitive, frowned upon in this league. We pride ourselves on integrity. I frankly don't want to be associated with it or you at this point. Spruce up. Sorry, it's I love you, but it's unfortunate. I'm sorry, but Brooks is going to get the W here, folks. Sorry, I'm not more overwhelming in it, Brooks, but you'll steamroll Jamie as you should. Get the criminal justice system to sort this out. Maybe Jamie gets a first-round pick vacated next year, like the Patriots with Spygate. We'll see. Let's go over the picks again, fellas. One more time. All right. We've got Butch. We've got Butch. We've got Leroy Zabransky. We've got Danilus. We've got Big LG. We've got me. And we've got what's the other pick here? We have me, we got Brooks, we got LG, we got Danilus, we got Leroy Zabransky, and we got Butchers. So we got the brothers, we got the family Zabransky coming in for a victory. I feel confident about these picks. Hope you guys are doing well. No, it's another long one. I try to cut them down, folks, but I can't. It's too much fun. On the countdown, weekly podcast. Just settle in. Tell the wife to get the kids out of here. Take them to a ball pit. Take them to the park. Run their engines. Plug in the headphones. Maybe put on a surround sound. Crack some popcorn. What can I tell you? Coming in, number 1 sports guru. What's this right here? It's been all Steelers today, folks, with the flags, but I'm not going to doubt it. I'm not going to deny it. Pull out a roar rag. Thurs, baby. Looking for a big win this weekend. Hopefully they can pull it out. Always got to give a little roar rag. A little growl towel action to my boy the Panthers. Love you guys. Hope you have a good week. Big week coming up. Talk to y'all soon. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll make another one next week. Let's all get some more videos going. Brooks, where's the videos, man? You're a high-quality production man. You make laughs happen. We need more from you. Leroy Zabransky, need more from you. I hope everybody gets one out there. But I'll talk to y'all soon. Sorry for the long time on the video. Next week, Jackos Countdown coming in hot. See ya.